Hello, hello. This is Laura Flessner. This is Live with Laura. Hi, everybody. It is November 17th, and today, what I love to talk about in Live with Laura as we think about what it takes to be an innovative leader, what it takes to be an innovative leader, and a lot of things that can hold us back. A lot of things that can hold us back is the fact of saying that we don't have enough time, that we don't have enough time for some key things. And whether this be things in our personal life or things in our professional life, this can be a big barrier for things that we want to do, that we think we should be doing, such as networking or exercising. That one's for me. Or making healthy meals, for instance. These things we know that we need to do to stay healthy, to keep our energy, to keep our professional growth and career going. So that's what I want to talk about today. And as I think about time, I wanted to share a story of just even recently that I went through related to time. So I mentioned for me it was exercise. For exercise. So I know how important exercise is. I've worked in the healthcare industry for years, and some of my best professional friends are in the medical field, and I can spout the data of how important exercise can be to increase your energy levels, to increase or have better mood, to be happier, to be able to have more control over your mood, have more patience, which is important with the kids, to just be physically fit and feel good about what you look like, and even just feel good and how you feel. There's so many mental, physical, emotional benefits, even social benefits to exercising. Yet I lately had been telling myself that I know how important it is. I want to do it, but there's just not enough time. Because you see, I am a working mom who owns her own business. I make sure that the kids are doing their homework when they come home from school, and I make sure that they're able to go to their activities and to do their instrument practice. And it's important for me to have home cooked meals instead of taking out all the time. And it's important for me to um, make lunches for my husband. And it's important for me to uh, run mission and outreach committee at my church. And you see, all of these things take up time in my day, and there's just no room. There's just no room for time for exercise. Well, my last physical, my blood work came back, and I have high cholesterol. And I know I'm kind of sharing a lot here, but I have high HDLs, which are great because those are really good cholesterols, but the total is just too high. And it is something that runs in the family. It's genetic. And it's not something that I really want to take medication for. So even though I knew the benefits of exercise before, now there's an even greater need or importance to me to bring exercise into my life. And so what I did, I took inventory. I took inventory of my day and how did I really spend my time? Not just how did I think I spend my time, and I knew what my general schedule was, but on a given day, what did I actually do? Well, it turns out that I hit my snooze button at least 4 times. I'm not proud to share that. And it turns out that at the end of the day, I had a ritual of posting a picture on Facebook, usually of a great thing with the kids, something that's happy, something to remind me of, a good day that I had, and share it with others. But what I realized after I posted that picture is that I had the endless scroll going for at least 45 minutes. And as I took inventory of my day, I realized there were pockets of time that I did not spend in a way that, or on things that were really important to me. And so I could fit in the time of something that is important to me. So what I wanted to address today through that story is there's two things. One is that first, it's really important to know what truly is important to you. Because those important things, if they're important enough, you're going to find the time. If they're important enough, you're going to find the time. And number two is it's a story. It's a story that we tell ourselves that there's not enough time in the day. I know there's so many things that we want to do, but there's a difference between just wanting to doing something and knowing the importance behind it. And it's those important things that we want to do that we will always find time for. So that story that we tell ourselves that there's not enough time, honestly, that's just a story. And if we're telling ourselves that, it's checking in with ourselves just to see, is that really true? Or am I making a choice? Am I really making a choice here of, is this important enough to fit in? Or it's just as important to say, this isn't as important to fit in. So it's a question as you think about that sentence, I want to blank, you fill in the blank there, but there's just not enough time. And asking yourself, one, is that really true? And number two is just taking a quick audit and stopping and just observing. How is it that you really spend your time? Just checking in here to see if there's any questions or comments for the folks that are live. And I'm not seeing any at the moment. Thank you, though, for those of you that are on. And thank you for those of you that are watching as this is posted and recorded. I wanted to let you know that next week, I do not have a Live with Laura. I am taking off for Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. But I also do want to announce I have a free webinar coming up. A free webinar that's connected with our topic of today. And the webinar is called Tackling Time. Stop the crazy busy and take control. And what is going to be in that webinar is there's one thing that I'm going to expose that is a time stealer in your day. But in fact, it disguises itself as something that's really good. So it's really important to expose this time stealer for you. And number two, we're going to go through a customizable design your day framework. And maybe you already have a system in place, and that's great. Maybe something within this can help make yours even better. And the third thing that I want to go through in this webinar is looking at something. I kind of forgot what it was, honestly. So I'm going to look it up real quick because it's important. It's important. The third thing, that's why it's so important. Scripts on how to say no. scripts how to say no, because we have to protect our time. And there's so many things that can come in and requests that can take away our time. And so it's important for us to say no to certain things. And sometimes it's just really hard to do that. So I'll provide some scripts and a formula for you to use on how do you even say no to some of these things so you can protect your time even more. But I'm going to put the link to the registration of the webinar in the comments below. So make sure you take a look there, click and register. And even if you can't make the time live for the webinar, it will be recorded. If you register, you will have access to the recording. So I hope to see you there in the webinar. Even before that, I hope to see you at the next live with Laura, but that is going to be in December. So until then, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for joining me today.